Welcome to Let's Talk English podcast. Learn English with podcast.
In today's deep dive, we are going to talk about how social media changes the way we vote and think about politics.
Yes, it is a very important topic right now.
It really is. Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we are looking at sources from all over the world. We have information from India, Africa, Indonesia, Europe, and the United States.
Right, from everywhere.
Exactly. And our goal today is simple. We want to explore both the good and the bad ways that the internet influences our choices.
I think that is a great mission.
I am so glad you are here as our expert guide today. Now, before we start, I want to say something very clearly to you, the listener. We are going to discuss politics from many different countries today, but we are simply exploring the facts from our sources. We are not taking any political sides at all.
I completely agree. We are just looking at the information, like scientists.
Yeah.
We do not support the left wing or the right wing. We just want to see how the digital world works.
Yes, exactly. So let us get right into it. In the past, people would go to a town square, like a park in the middle of a city, to talk about voting. But today, social media apps like TikTok and WhatsApp have become the new town square. How did that happen?
Well, it is because of how easy it is. In the past, going to a town square was hard work. You had to put on your shoes, walk outside, and go to the meeting.
Right. It took a lot of time.
Yes. But today, the town square is right in your pocket. It is on your phone. Let's look at the 2024 election in India as a great example.
Oh, wow. India has so many people. It must be hard to talk to everyone.
It is. India has nearly 1 billion voters. Some live in giant cities, and some live in very small farming villages. Before the internet, it was very hard for politicians to reach the farmers.
So what did they do in 2024?
They use social media, specifically WhatsApp and Instagram. Political parties made very smart plans. They did not just put up one big poster for everyone. Instead, they sent specific, targeted messages to small groups on WhatsApp.
That is so interesting. So they changed the message for different people.
Yes, exactly. If they wanted to talk to young people in a rural village, they sent a video in their exact local language. It felt very personal.
Wow, really? So the internet lets politicians whisper a special secret to every single person.
I mean, yes, that is a good way to say it. And we saw this exact same thing happen in the United States in 2024, but with different apps.
Right, the United States election. What app did they use?
Well, TikTok played a huge role. Young people in the U.S., like Generation Z, do not really watch television ads anymore.
I agree. They just look at their phones.
Right. So the politicians had to use TikTok. For example, Vice President Kamala Harris used internet jokes, which are called memes. Her team used the brat trend.
Wait, the brat trend, like the pop music by the singer Charlie XCX?
Yes, exactly. They used that music and that green color.
Yeah.
It sounds silly, but it worked. It told young voters, we understand your internet culture.
Oh, I see. It made her look like she understands what young people like.
Right. And then Donald Trump used a different way on the internet. His team used influencers.
Can you explain what an influencer is for the listener?
Of course. An influencer is a normal person who has millions of fans on the internet. People watch them play video games or do funny things. Donald Trump works with a young man named Bryce Hall, who has over 23 million followers.
Wow. 23 million people watch his videos.
Yes. And because people watch him every day, they trust him. They feel like he is their friend.
So when he talks about voting, they listen to him like a friend.
Exactly. And this leads to a very big idea in our sources today. It is called the social vote.
The social vote? What does that mean?
It means that people often vote simply because their friends or their favorite internet influencers expect them to vote.
So they do not vote because they care about a specific rule or law.
Well, sometimes they do. But a lot of times, they just want to belong to the group. Let me give you an amazing example. The famous singer, Taylor Swift, put one single picture on Instagram.
Just one picture.
Just one. She simply told her fans to go register to vote. She did not tell them who to vote for.
Yeah.
And because of that one post, 35,000 people went to the website to register to vote in just a few hours.
Oh, wow. That is amazing.
It is. It shows how much power an influencer has.
So it is like when someone buys a new toy or plays a new video game just because all their friends are playing it. Do people really make big political choices just to fit in?
I completely agree with that comparison. Yes, they do. Voting can feel boring, but if everyone on your phone is doing it, you want to do it too.
Now, I want to ask you something. Have you ever done something like buying a product or watching a movie just because you saw a friend or an influencer post about it? Try to remember a time you did this.
I'm sure everyone has done that at least once.
Mhm.
I mean, it is human nature.
Yes, it really is. But if social media can make people vote, it can also do bad things, right?
That is a great point, yes. While influencers can inspire us to vote, these exact same social networks can be used to spread lies.
That sounds dangerous.
It is very dangerous. And this brings us to the dark side of social media. Our sources look at studies from African countries like Cameroon, Ethiopia, Kenya, Nigeria, and Uganda.
And what's happening in those countries?
They're seeing a massive rise in fake news, which we also call disinformation. Disinformation is a lie that is shared on purpose to trick people.
Okay, so if it's not an accident, it is a trick.
Yes, exactly. And they use 3 specific tricks to spread these lies. The first trick is called astroturfing.
Astroturfing, like the fake grass you see on sports fields.
Yes, that is exactly where the name comes from. It means fake grass. So a real movement is when thousands of regular people get angry and talk about something online. That is a natural grassroots movement.
Right, regular people sharing their feelings.
But astroturfing is fake. It is just a small group of bad people who use computer programs to make thousands of fake accounts. These fake accounts post the same lie over and over.
Wow, really? So if I'm looking at my phone, I might see 500 people saying the exact same angry thing, and I will think everyone in the country is angry.
Right. But really, it is just one computer. It trips you into thinking everyone agrees with the lie.
That is so unfair. What is the second trick?
The second trick is called mass brigading. This is when a big group of users, or fake accounts, all attack one person who has a different opinion. They yell at them and say mean things until that person gets scared and stops talking.
Oh, that is terrible. It is like digital bullying.
It is exactly like bullying. And the third trick is the most scary one. It is the use of deepfakes.
What is a deepfake?
A deepfake is a photo or a video that is completely fake, but it looks perfectly real. People use a very smart computer program to put a politician's face onto a fake video.
Wait, so the computer makes a video of a leader saying something they never said?
Yes, they could make a video of a president declaring a war, and it looks 100% real.
But if people look very closely, can they tell it is fake?
Well, scientists can look at the computer code and prove it is fake. But there is a big problem. It takes a long time to prove it is fake.
And the internet moves so fast.
Exactly. So because the internet moves so fast, a lie can run around the world before the truth even puts its shoes on.
Wow. That is a great way to say it.
And there's another reason why this fake news spreads so fast.
Yeah.
The mainstream media, like the big TV news stations and big newspapers, they're making mistakes too.
Wait, really? The professional news stations are spreading the fake news. Why?
Because they have lost a lot of their staff. In the past, newspapers had a lot of money and many workers. If they heard a crazy story, they would send 5 workers to check the facts for a whole week.
Right, to make sure it was a true story.
But today, because of the internet, the newspapers do not have as much money. So one worker has to write 10 stories in a single day. They do not have time to check the facts.
So they see a fake story that is very popular online and they just write about it.
Yes, exactly. And when they write about it, the lie looks real to everyone else.
Can you think of a time when you saw a picture or video online and later you found out it was completely fake? Tell us in the comments.
It is happening more and more every single day.
So fake news is definitely bad. But I have another question. What happens when people see real news, but it is news they strongly disagree with?
That is a brilliant question. This takes us to the idea of echo chambers and getting angry online.
Right. I hear people say that the internet puts us in a bubble. Like, it only shows us things we already agree with.
Yes, many people think that. They call it a filter bubble.
Yeah.
But the twist in our sources today is that studies show the exact opposite.
Wait, really? The internet does not hide different opinions.
No, it actually shows us more different opinions than we see in real life.
But how? If I like blue shirts and I only follow pages that sell blue shirts, how do I see red shirts?
Well, the internet connects you to weak ties. In real life, you only spend time with your strong ties, your close friends and family. And your close friends probably think exactly like you.
Right, because we are friends. We agree on things.
But on social media, you are friends with weak ties. These are people you barely know. Could be a person who works at your office or someone you went to school with 10 years ago.
Oh, I see. I am connected to them, but we are not best friends.
Exactly. And those weak ties often have very different political opinions from you. Because they are on your friend list, you see their different opinions all the time.
Okay, well, that sounds like a good thing. If we see different opinions, maybe we can understand each other better.
You would think so.
True.
But the data shows it does not make us understand each other. Actually, seeing these different views makes us very angry. It leads to something called affective polarization.
Affective polarization, what does that mean in simple words?
It means you do not just disagree with the person. It means you start to strongly dislike them. You start to think they are a bad person just because they have a different political view.
Oh, wow. But why does seeing a different opinion make us so angry?
Because of the way people talk online. When your weak tie posts a different opinion online, they're usually not being polite. They're often being rude or making a joke or being mean.
Right. People are much ruder on the internet than they are in real life.
Exactly. And because of our brains, we use biased information processing. This means when we see an opposite view, especially a rude one, our brain feels attacked.
So we stop thinking and we just try to defend ourselves.
Yes, exactly.
It is like being a fan of a sports team. When you see fans of the other team shouting online, it does not make you want to be their friend. It makes you want to cheer for your own team even louder.
Yes, exactly. That is a perfect example. We become more extreme, and the platforms actually want us to feel this way.
Wait, really? The social media apps want us to be angry?
Yes, because anger keeps people clicking. If you read a calm, polite story, you might read it for 1 minute and put your phone down.
Right, because I'm bored.
But if you read a story that makes you super angry, you will stay on your phone for an hour. You will type angry comments. You will share it with your friends.
And the more time I spend on my phone, the more money this social media company makes from showing me advertisements.
I completely agree. That is exactly how they make their money. Anger is their most profitable feeling.
Have you ever read a comment online that you completely disagreed with? Did it make you want to change your mind, or did it just make you feel angry? Try saying out loud how you felt.
I bet most people felt their heart beat faster. It is a real physical feeling.
It really is. So because this anger and fake news are so dangerous, governments around the world must be trying to fix it. Who is supposed to fix this problem?
That is the biggest question right now. Our sources show that different parts of the world are trying different laws to fix it. Let us look at two very different places, Indonesia and the European Union.
Okay, let us start with Indonesia. What do they do?
Indonesia uses a user-centric model. They have a rule called the IT law. User-centric means they put all the blame on the normal person who uses the app.
So they blame the user, not the social media company.
Yes. They think the social media app is just a tool, like a telephone. If two people use a telephone to plan a crime, you do not arrest the telephone company. You arrest the people.
Right, that makes sense. So under this law, if a person shares a fake news story in Indonesia, the police go after that person.
Yes. But there is a huge problem with this. Remember astroturfing, when millions of fake accounts share fake news at the same time.
Yes, the fake grass trick.
Well, the police cannot arrest 1 million fake computer accounts. It is impossible. So there's a big hole in the law, and the fake news just keeps spreading wildly.
Okay, let's unpack this. If someone writes a lie on a school chalkboard, should the school principal punish the student who wrote it, or should they punish the school for leaving the chalkboard out?
That is a great point. Indonesia punishes the student, but the European Union or the EU punishes the school.
Oh, really? How does the EU do it?
The EU uses a platform-centric model. They have a very strong new law called the Digital Services Act, or the DSA. This law says the social media platforms are the gatekeepers.
Gatekeepers, what does that mean?
It means the big tech companies must control what goes through their gates. The law forces the platforms to delete fake news very fast. If they do not, the government will make them pay billions of dollars in fines.
Wow, billions of dollars. That is a lot of money. Does it work?
Yes, the sources say it works very well. In the EU, the platforms took down 85% of fake news reports in less than 24 hours.
That is so fast.
It is. They brought the amount of fake news down to just 18% of all posts.
That is so interesting. So the platform-centric law works better to clean up the internet.
Yes, but there is a warning here. Our sources also look at some African countries again, like Cameroon. Sometimes governments use these fake news laws for very bad reasons.
What do you mean? How can a fake news law be bad?
Well, the government makes a law that says it is a crime to post fake news, but then the government decides what the word fake means.
Oh, no. So if a brave person writes a true story about the government doing something bad,
The government just says that is fake news. And they put the brave person in jail. They use the law simply as a weapon to silence people who criticize the government.
That is terrible. So who should be in charge?
What do you think? If someone posts a lie online, who should be responsible? The person who wrote it or the platform that showed it? Tell us your thoughts.
It is a really hard question to answer. There is no simple choice.
Exactly. And that is why experts are talking about a new idea called digital democratic stewardship.
Digital democratic stewardship. Those are big words. Let us break that down.
Sure, it means that big tech companies must act like guardians or protectors of the election. They cannot just care about money, they have to share the responsibility of keeping the internet safe.
So they have to work together with the public so the government does not have all the power either.
Yes, exactly. Because if the government has all the power, they might silence their enemies.
Wow. We have talked about so much today. I want to do a short summary for everyone listening. Today, we learned that social media has become the new town square. It helps people connect, and it gives young people a voice to vote.
Yes, like we saw with the influencers and Taylor Swift.
Right. But we also learned about the dark side. We learned about deepfakes, which are fake videos, and how bad people use astroturfing to trick us. We learned that seeing different opinions online does not make us friendly. It puts us into angry echo chambers.
And we learned how hard it is to write a law to fix it, like we saw in Indonesia, Europe, and Africa.
Exactly. Before we finish, do you have one final thought to leave with our listeners?
Yes, I do. Think about this. If algorithms, the computer programs on our phones, are designed to know exactly what makes us happy, sad, or angry, are we really making our own choices when we vote? Or is the computer making the choice for us?
That is a very scary but amazing question to think about. Thank you so much for exploring this with us. If you learned something from this deep dive, please subscribe to the Let's Talk English podcast channel so you never miss a new deep dive. We upload new deep dives every week to help you speak English with confidence. See you in the next one.